Right, I'm the Yorkshire Gripper, Lloyd Cooper, and I'm here doing a Leglock seminar at Immortal MMA. First off, thank you so fucking much for coming. You know, it's nice to be able to do seminars, but I can't teach seminars without people, so probably a lot of you had a bit of earache off the woman in your life for coming out to the gym, so well done for braving that challenge first and foremost. But yeah, you've given up your time to learn from me, and that's, you know, that's an absolute privilege of mine. The honour's not lost on me, you know what I mean? It's that we only get so much time in life, and you're spending it trying to make yourself better, so pat yourself up back for that, well done. Tonight we're going to cover outside ear looks, okay? So we're going to start in defence. Now, the reason we're starting in defence, I've only ever been submitted twice in competition with leglocks, right? And I'm known for being a leglocker. But despite there being an absolute misery bus after those two times I lost, now in hindsight, I got so much bloody better after being submitted by the legs. Why? Because it forced me to focus on defence, right? For years I would just attack, until I came up with somebody who was equally as good at attacking, and I realised I had dog shit defence, right? And the best analogy I can give you on this one is, look at a boxer like Floyd Mayweather. What is Floyd Mayweather known for? Defence, right? Fucking impossible to hit. Even better than that, look at Canelo after he fought Mayweather. Canelo became an exceptionally good defensive boxer, and now he's fucking nailing everybody because he's so confident he's not going to get hit. Now, the benefit of being very good defensively is that you have the confidence, right, to stay in the engagement zone. If you can stay there knowing you're not going to get beaten, the likelihood of you submitting somebody else goes through the roof because you're in that zone, right? Now, the way I always think about it in jiu-jitsu, we always talk about in the right place at the right time. Well, if you can be in that area, confident you're not going to lose, at some point in a 5 or 10 minute roll, it's going to be the right time. You've got to dominate the position. Keep being in the right place, at some point it's going to be the right time. So, and it all starts with defence, okay? We're going to go through defensive work, then we're going to do some basic entries, and then I'm going to show you some like grip fighting on how to get the heel hook and how to get a really powerful finish. Happy? Who's the nominated? They didn't say that. Because I'm now 35 and I basically, as I said, I got injured from driving, I always don't pick the gym owner for that reason because they're probably in a similar position to me. Right, so, does everybody know what an outside ear look is? And it's fine if you don't. No, we all know? Cool, alright. So, young man, stick me the outside ear look, gather a little bit on your head that way. Yeah, so outside Ashi. Cool. Capture outside ear look. You know what's really, really wank? I'm obviously going around teaching seminars about like anti-leg lock defence, and most evenings I'm getting between 2 and 3 hours of people wrenching on my feet. So I get home on the weekends and I can barely walk. So, what's your name? Chris. Chris, nice to meet you. So, Chris's job here, right, he's got a good attachment to my limb, right, he's an outside Ashi. The traditional way, we were always taught, that's a nice rash guard, okay. Have you had that designed yourself?
No.
That's like a kid's design. I want muscly men and dragons, please. I want a rash guard that's got muscly dudes with swords and fucking dragons, man. Right. The old school way of finishing it, right, was ripping across. So as he grips this position, starts to turn across, and he gets there, and then he pushes his hips in, and I get the finish, right? Now, I'm less of a fan of that because there's so much movement I can exploit that, and we're going to come back to this position. So the way I actually finish the outside heel hook, okay, so fold your elbow right underneath your body. There we go. Drive your hamstring into me, like push, guide your hips forward, like really push it, engage your hips. There we go. Now just drop that shoulder away. Look at the difference in those two scenarios, how long it took me to tap on the other way versus the completely fucked method is what I say here. In heel hooks, right, less movement is better. If he does that big daft rip again, see how he gives me the escape? I can do a big fancy back take. So, when you're leg locking people, don't do crazy amounts of motion. But from a defensive point of view, when he's doing this, it doesn't give me much options, so he's super tight. So, ultimately, his hips have to go forwards. See that first detail? And then that shoulder eventually comes backwards. So they're the concepts we have to start to unpick, okay? First thing as well, okay, hip pressure. All the breakage tends to come off the hips belting forwards through my knee, not so much your torso, right? And let me give you an analogy as to why. You know, we go in a weights gym, cable crossovers, seen them? Like do the wood chopper position. How many kilos can you do doing that? 0, skinny boy over here, okay? 30, 40 kilos doing a cable crossover. What's your biggest lift, big man? No, what's your biggest lift? What's the most weight you can? Bingo. Okay, so number 1 is a thoracic twist. Yeah, he's twisting through his upper back like a cable crossover, or when he folds and then puts his hips, so elbow underneath yourself, hips forward. See the difference? That's a deadlift, not a cable crossover, okay? So the very first thing I need to start to worry about is bracing his hip. So while I'm sat up here and he's trying to heel hook me, go, I'm bracing here to the hip to get forwards, right? Now, I've restricted his hip's ability to put pressure in, try and push your hips through there. And I'm not saying he can't finish me, but it's going to take a few more seconds. I'll put 5 seconds in my time bank over here, okay? Next, even with my hand there and he continues to lift his shoulders up to the sky, he gets the tap, okay? So, see how when he did that, that shoulder dropped and his face started to come upwards, okay? Now, as I'm in this position, my foot has a job to do. So you see that when I flex my foot, see which way Chris's head moves? So I'm not just sitting passive and loose with my foot, right? My little toe, I'm trying to drive it into his armpit. So as I'm here bracing his hips, I go twist like that. Okay, when you see how I'm leaning my body weight in, I'm not just sitting idly back, because that's when he can start to like bridge his hips and rotate up, blow my heel off there. When I block there, and I hold that position and I'm flexing, and now when he's trying to finish, ah! I always catch people with that. Fucking hell, you fucking shitting. I've got a new pair of pants, lads. Okay, but you see the difference, right? Brace, flex, finish there. And again, he can get the job done. Keep going, keep going. You see how long it takes him to finish me? Because I've changed the mechanics. Two of the major factors that he needs is hip pressure, shoulder up. So me flexing and leaning this way, I'm bracing his hips, suddenly I'm much more harder to finish. And again, it's not unbeatable, but I've slowed him down. And what I always talk about is time bank. I've made that 5 seconds and 10 seconds. You have to spend that 10 seconds doing your escape later on, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is just start to get the feeling in this position here. So my leg's going to go through. He's going to do both legs outside like this. He's going to put an outside heel hook on. Now, it will feel natural to want to be on your elbow like this. That's not realistic. Look, I just slipped that out, piece of piss. Real heel hooks are when your elbow is tucked, exactly, because now his torso has pinned my foot. If I try and pull out, not going to happen. We'll have a little, one quick go each, so you're going to try and push your hips forward, and then you open your shoulders to the sky. Hips forward first, shoulders. Now, once he's tried that, my go is going to be the inside arm, braces, and I hold myself close to the action. If you're sat square on your butt cheeks, that's a recipe for getting finished. So I'll lean towards the action. This leg comes up, and I'm going here, and I'm leaning in. Now when he tries to finish, go. More seconds. And then we'll do the escape next. Happy, squad? So rather than sitting it forwards, right, the thing is with jiu-jitsu, you have to fight the urge to do the lazy thing. The lazy thing is natural, just sit here like this. Whereas it's harder for me to go back, but you see I'm like a sprinter stance, I'm driving off that, because then as I flex my foot, my toes are flexing to his body, and he's trying to go lift his chest to sky to get the finish done. And then it gets there eventually, okay? But you see how much extra time it took, yeah? First job is slowing him down, building time into my time bank, then the next move, we start to spend that time, all right? Do the clap here.
You do the clap.
You do the clap.
Do 1, 2, the clap.
1, 2. Very good, lads.
Now he's foot licking.
But you see the difference, right? That's what I mean by like, get onto your elbow, after your elbow, because people, when they originally taught it, they're like this. And that feels nice, and then they go, right, well, I'll do a twist to get the finish. As soon as I remove the elbow and I'm laying onto your foot, suddenly, ooh, because your foot is carrying my torso's weight. You know, you're preloading the ankle just by using your torso, whereas, and this is what I mean, fight the urge to do the comfortable thing. This feels comfortable. I call this TV position, right? Right? It's, TV because I can sit watching my telly, but it's fucking shy for leg locks. As soon as I fold this under, your foot or your ankle joint is now carrying my torso's weight. Not to mention when I engage my hips, I ain't even done a fucking twist yet. You know what I mean? Then when I lift up, look how little motions when I tighten those few elements up. So before we come back to the defence bit, I'm actually going to show you how to grip fight in and get the heels. So everybody down this side. I do like that rush cut. What is it?
It's fucking old. Say again.
I wanked with video games back in the day. I used to have an Atari when I was a kid, mate. You know. Oh, right, fucking hell.
You're a year older than they, so.
How old are you? There you go. Heel. Fucking hell, I'm not that old, is only a year different.
I've got a year old.
Right, he's on my fucking list now, lads. Right, sorry, jump out, let me get your foot. Some of you are struggling with the grip fight, so let me show you what we do, right? As with this position, a couple of ways you could do things. Now, one's really, really bad. Fundamentally, where I want to get, so you're going to help me by rotate it, there we go. I want to get his foot or his little toe shoved into my armpit, okay? So you see how with my second hand, I'm just pulling his foot up into my armpit from TV position, yeah? Now I can help myself the more I turn my opponent. So if a lot of you are like this and you're like, well, I can't get my arm under. So I'll just do a little turn, slide it down, pull. Yeah? This is the basic way of doing it. So as I'm here, I'm trying to like set up a leg lock on him, hold the kneecap, turn in, slide your hand down, pull it up. Look how easy it is. I'm already under. Okay? What the fuck? Okay? Turn, slide, pull, hold the heel. That's easy enough. So start really, really bad position, like that, with his knees facing out, because he's going to do that, protect himself, yeah? Hold the kneecap, and I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see how I brought my elbow in, right? This space here, I call it wanking space, because I can make that sound, right? But wanking space is bad for your heel, right? Reason being, bad for heel hooks. Because all Chris has to do is just do a little heel rotation that way, and he's out. Because I've left him shitloads of space. So when I've done this lift up into my armpit, watch what my elbow does. It moves towards the bottom of my lat. And then that's when it's easy to lay onto the foot, guys. Okay? So as you're in this position, you're going to do a setup. You're going to go knee grip. Roll across your arse cheeks, pull in this. That turns his leg inwards, gives you the heel. Slide that hand down to the Achilles. Pull, elbow, and you're in the game, boys. Yeah? One more. Knees the wrong way. Grip. Roll across my arse here. Slide it down. Pull it to my armpit. Up onto my elbow. Fire my elbow close to my body, not a mile away. You know, if you like this and it don't work, it's because your elbow's too far away. The way I want you to describe it, rather than being like this, but like a little T-Rex arm. You know what I mean? Elbows in, wrist is out. Pull it into the armpit, in, and then I can flex that out like a T-Rex. Happy enough with that? 1, 2, 3.
Just tight now, your hips on just tight there. Hips on. Dipping in.
Right, okay. I wouldn't do the previous one on anybody more than a purple belt because there's no way you're going to let me do a big dirty rotation like that, okay? So, you're going to keep your knee outbound because you're worried about exactly the heel hook, okay? So the way I capture the heel in this scenario is first of all I'm going to be flexing like that, keep the chest up. But then as here, I do like a cup grip on your calf, okay? Then once I'm here, I'm going to flare my elbow really, really wide. Oh, so there is one shitty way you can do an over rotation like that. But when I do that, I give you my back. No good to anybody, right? So don't do that. So I go cup, elbow comes wide to make space, so I go away from my body. Okay? Then my second free hand cups to this position. Then, see all that space, the wanking space I've introduced, I'm going to fold my elbow underneath all of it. So I go 1, 2, and into that position. But then immediately look how tight as the heel hook comes on. And also I'm drafting my body forward. So here, cup grip, elbow. Second hand holds it into my armpit. Then I'm going to push my hips forwards as I flare my elbow underneath. And not elbow, forearm. Boom. To this position. Then I can thumb back. I can thumb back to the Achilles. Finish. This, yeah? Wow, he's like, shit! Now, watch his face when you push your torso down like this. You need to play some poker, my friend. You're going to go poker face. Like, at the minute, you're doing this. Remember what dinosaur did I say? So that means, yeah, but that means elbow touches your lap. Yeah, there we go. And now, flare your wrist under the heel. Still, what's this space called here? Wanking space, right? Get rid of the wanking space. Because you're there, you're going to go under. Now you flare that heel up, leaning down, grip your hands together, and then you start to lean on it. His face, he's not, the guy with a good poker face, yours is crap, my friend. There we go. Alright boys? So at the moment your attacking arm is palm up. I don't like that. Turn it palm down. So that's better. Where it could be even better is your left hand is going to grip your right wrist. Yeah, that's good. Now, you got over your weight speed, but you're dropping quite forwards, that takes pressure off. Drop this way over the foot. Now, rather than triangling here, turn that knee that direction. Now drive your hamstring into his torso. You were here to start with. Triangle feels nice, but look at the depth of my hips. The depth of my hips is not going to do me any favours. So see how my knees face up as I go around the corner. So I can get much more attacking. So here that feels nice, but it's doing nothing for the kneecap. Whereas when I've got the heel hook and I turn there, I can drive my hips in much more powerful. We took piss out of me being fucking old. Okay, let's start to look into a finish. So you've done this little turn, you've gone 1, 2, okay? Now, let's talk hands. Gable grips, great for wrestling and like holding side control, shit like that. To be honest, dog shit for ear looks, okay? So if your attacking hand is palm up there, it's not great. Reason being is I'm not really affecting the height of Chris's heel, okay? Got quite a good poker face at the minute. Should see if we can. Okay. As I get to this position, if I can invert my attacking wrist, what I'm going to do, rather than my wrist being scooping upwards like that, I'm going to start to turn the bone a bit on the top. So I go here, I turn that thumb. But you see how that raises heels, okay? Raise about an inch, coincidentally with what my missus is used to. Okay? So I turn that and I raise it. So you see how I'm like flexing my bicep and I turn my thumb up. Then my second hand goes under and I lift it even further. So you're sitting in terms of like finishing a heel hook, right, lads, you've got to think of the leg like a rope, right? If you've got a rope in your back garden, you punched it 100,000 times, would it break?
No.
I can't believe you had to think about that, lads. You know? No, it won't, right? Because it's loose, there's no tension in it. If you spent 10 hours tightening that rope, and then you give it a pull, would it break then? Probably, yeah, because it's tense. Think of the leg like a rope. You've got to increase the tension in that limb before you try to break it. So if it's loose as fuck, I'm not going to tap him, right? But then when I take that and go 1, 2, 3, 4. See how little I have to move, lads? Because I spent the time tensioning up the joint. So you start with palm up, that's dog shit, turn it palm down. And then from here, I do the opposite, I do like a reverse motorbike rev, you know what I mean, when you're on a motorbike. But look at, and how many inches is my missus like? Just the one, lads. She tells me it's big enough though, lads, yeah. Okay, rev it up and then get to that position there, okay? Then when you do your, what's this space called, lads, you two know? When you get rid of your wanking space with your T-Rex arm, ooh, suddenly, poker face is challenged then. Right, now as you're in this position, we were talking over here, weren't we? What's your name? Arson. My name is Arson. I like the asses. Okay? He had a triangle like this. Now it feels secure, okay, because you've got a triangle, but it ain't doing a great deal for heel hook. Because look at the depth of my hips. Remember what I was, biggest lift is a what? A 251 kilo deadlift? There you go. Right, I want to bring my hips into the game. So see how my knees facing up? Now, I want to put it sideways there. Because then you see how basically my dick's touching his knee. Here, no dick. Here, give him the dick. But as I turn my knees sideways like this, champs, right, then I can drive my hamstring into him, okay? Now, yes, there's an element that you need to be careful with your foot. Don't be a dickhead and stick it up near his armpit. But as I drive then, I'm squeezing it back to his heel with all this gripped up, and I'm laying on it. Look, I didn't ever have to fucking twist then, and I got the job done, yeah? Now, if, for example, you've got a bit of a flexible fucking weirdo, every gym has one, as I've done all this engagement, I'll be a bit loose, that's when I twist across there, turn for me. And I get that flex there. But all the shit's ready to go. That's how to do the twisting finish rather than loose and bag of shit. And he ends up twisting all. This happens. And he escapes. We've all seen that before? Because it's like a rope, you've not tensioned it up. So continue your drill. Do your little turn. Pull it into your armpit. Get to here. But then what position do I want to get to? How many inches?
1.
1. Wrist position is what? Down. Reverse what?
Rev.
Yeah, revving the motorbike. Get rid of the what?
Wanking space.
With what? And with what position? Brilliant, lads. I'm fucking hell. I'm pumped up. There. Now, knee. Was it? Do I want to give him no dick or do I want to give him dick? Give him the dick. Turn my knee, drive around the corner, that'll really tension the heel. Then I drive my shoulder to the floor. Then, and only then, at this position, my thumb, I'm going to like pull it to my nose. Little motion, dangerous effects. If he starts to like turn, I keep the tension with my legs. There, and then at this position, then I drive as I drop my elbow towards his arse. I go drive and drop there. Happy? So keep your grip fighting drill, we'll put this finish on the end. 1, 2, 3.
I think you grab like that. Yeah.
Explode. Hide your right hamstring into your hips. So you sit up for me. Now what I mean by that is I want you to like here. Drive. Yeah, there we go. That's all good, man. This.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, because look, it's driving him away. Now you just do that little chest open. Whoa, see how little motion required, yeah? Anybody watched bodybuilding before? Give over. Nobody. I bet you've all watched loads of bodybuilding. Maybe it's just me. Right? But you see a bodybuilder do this position. Yeah? Got a bit excited then, didn't you? Right, but very important. So bodybuilders do that for side chest, but what they're doing, right? They're engaging their lats and their rear delts. Okay, jump up a sec, sorry. Chris, give me your foot. What I'm talking about when I'm doing like leg locks, the more flex my, so you see how Chris's heel is in the soft part of my arm forwards. So in essence what you need to do, bodybuilder, so I'm retracting my elbow right back by engaging my lat muscle, okay? So we can be here and we can be T-Rex, but you see how far forward my elbow is? So I can get rid of the wanking space and have T-Rex arm, but my elbow's very far forwards. The next bit I want you to focus on is retraction, bodybuilder, because then watch what happens. Rather than here, I go back, flex. See how he starts to move his hips? So my elbow's absolutely mild behind me, but look at the piece of your arm, which is then onto the heel. Not the soft bit, retract, 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 retract. My elbow's behind me. Now the rule of thumb, I don't want to see any forearm. If I can see my forearm, I'm too far forwards, team. I go back. Just my thumb, not to the point. I've done that many ear locks and straight foot locks. I've worn the hairs away on my wrists in this position, right? Got like a nice little bald patch there. So when you're doing this, you're in that position. Before you go over, what's my rule of thumb? If you can see, forearm. So if you're in this position setting it up, I just go subtle bodybuilder position. Now I can't see the forearm. Then when I slide there and I rev, fold. How's Chris's poker face looking? He's like, I want you to smash it. It's fine, mate, you carry on, yeah, fucking smash it. And then, okay, so rather than your elbow being very far forward, retract it, flare it, grip, woo. And then, you should be finishing the guy with next to no movement, right? What I'm trying to teach you is that mechanics do the job, right? I want 95% of the work to be effort-free. We've all seen matches, haven't we? Like when I'm teaching straight foot locks. I call this one rapist straight foot lock. Right, put the boot on. No, like straighten your leg like. Yeah, there you go. I call this one rapist straight foot lock. Because I look like a fucking rapist, right? But have we all been there before? We're fucking gone for it, and we gas ourselves out. Yeah? Mechanically not doing the job. This position, do I sound like I'm gassing myself out? How's his face when I start to go here? Mechanics should do the job. If you're gassing yourself out for submission, your mechanics are trash. Okay? So focus on this bit, guys. Make that bit right. So what's the position? Bodybuilder. Oh, he's got a mix. He's daydreaming of bodybuilders, isn't he? He's what it is. Happy? 1, 2. Use your moves, man. Right, so go back to the point of your elbow now. Listen up. So, I'm just talking with Joseph, and he was like, oh, I'm feeling it in my foot, not my knee. Alright? So, a couple of things to consider. At this point, we're focusing exclusively on dominating the foot position, yeah? Now, once you start to go with your hips, that's when they might feel it in the knee. But the nuance with knees are, they're not particularly painful until what happens? Yeah, they snap, right? But not to mention, does it matter? If I tap your foot rather than your knee, tap's the tap, right? Now everybody's different. My knees are quite flexible from years of getting heel hooked, yeah? So I don't even, it's not so much my ankle, look at how arthritic and fucked is my toes. You know, if somebody lays on my toe, that's where I tend to tap now, right? So it don't really matter to me, I'm not picky. If it's over bending of the foot, you know, because they're really doing that, I'll take that. Or some people have very flexible ankles, and that's when you really need to belt your hip position through. Or, like me, if you're all me, just grab my toe and bend it. Doesn't really matter. Don't be picky on what position of the leg. As long as everything's tight, you're going to feel the tap. Okay. Right. One more rep, and then we're going to go back into defence work. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, wait. Catching the hamstring. Hill. Now start to push your shoulders down and twist. Right hand grips left wrist, not the other way around. Everyone's going to be walking out the gym tonight. Alright, cool. Let's go back to defence then. So, you'll feel like you know how to like capture the heel and then finish, yeah? So, now let's look at the defence aspect. So Chris has got this dangerous setup here. So let's go back to what I went brace here and I twisted him down into that position. So, because remember, you're all like kicking mitt and then opening this way, yeah? So, as I lean in here, and remember those time tokens I was talking about, that I'm spending, it's going to take him maybe 5 or 10 seconds. So as I'm leaning in like this, my outside, or the hand that's at the back of his body, right, I'm going to reach down and insert my fist into his anus. Okay, I'm going to reach down and I'm going to grip his bottom hip, alright? Now, remember his objective is to go hips in and turn upwards, yeah? So I'm going to do the fucking polar opposite of that. I'm going to lift his hip so his face goes down that way even more, okay? Now, as I grip this, some of you are going to be like, I can't lift. Lean into it more, so I'm going to go lean, and this leg is of paramount importance. I'm not leaning it down like that. It's not back like this. I'm standing it close to the action. Now as I get here and I lean, I'm just going to elevate. Okay? Now, as you see as I've lifted Chris's hips vertical, my knee propped his leg up. Because Chris is going to be trying to go back down to get the finish. You see how I can hold him up with this? Now, as I'm in this position, finish me, Chris. Bingo. See how I got his elbow exposed? He's like, oh yeah. Okay? It's fucking hard for him to finish me when he's face down. He needs to be this way and up. So I'm going to put him down to the mat. Heel hook grip. Now, the worst thing, I learnt this from Lachlan Giles in 2019. I was rolling with him. We did like a 2-hour roll. And I kept trying to get to the outside heel hook and he just kept lifting me. And there's nothing more soul destroying than having a really good position and somebody just lifts you up like this. And you're like, finish, finish, finish. Okay, and I'm out. Difficult, right? Frustrating? Because you face down. You were breathing hard, you were trying then, weren't you?
I'm just old.
Fucking meal. Once. So down to this position. Cup. Foot position. See, I'm bringing it close to the action team. Then I'm going to lean and do a deadlift. Up and a prop to this position. Okay? Now, I'll show you all 3 things at once. As I'm in this position, okay, I can do a couple of escapes. If Chris's grip feels a bit looser, a bit shitty, because the more I slam him through this, his grip will be shit. I'll go boom. See how my foot naturally slips out there? You all learnt a technical stand up before? Yeah, warm up. That position. And I'm onto his back. Lift, a bit loose, and then I'm just going to go technical stand up, chopping that leg out, and then I can start to attack from the back. The one that I did on Chris first, as I lift up here, and he's got a really tight grip, so he's like his grip's up, there's no way I can just extract my foot. I'm going to bring my foot into the game. Now from here, it's going to be difficult, right? Lean back, there we go. Kick through. Nice and tight as you can. Ooh, there we go. My leg's going to win. My leg is stronger than his ability to pinch, yeah? Or if you feel like you can't articulate that feels weird. Thanks. Grip my hand. Again, he's trying to finish. That rusty day there. Chilling, mate. Lift my foot out. So watch my hand. He's trying to finish. Grip. And I'm just flexing. And the heel comes out. Take that one back. 3 ways. Key detail I actually want you to add. The escape bits are great. The bit I want you to focus on is lifting into his face. Very frustrating trying to finish your heel hook. You know, like that. Breathing hard, man. He's trying to get me. 1, 2. Lean, lift, prop my hip. Okay? As I get to this position here. Propped up. Life is good. Okay? I can either, if it's sloppy, I can technical stand up. Boom. If it's tight and I feel like I've got good balance, I lean back, my foot comes up, I strike my foot out, and I can just start to rush that way. If I don't feel like I want to chance that, the hand that was on the wrist and the hip just goes, point straight for the crook of the elbow, grip the forearm, flex my foot out, the game there. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Got one more? Oh, you got it? Good. 1, 2. So as he's here, he's that way, so lead him in. That hand comes down in, spot on, yeah, now smash him onto his face. Beautiful. So there, it's going to be hard. Let him try and finish it. It's difficult. The angle's all fucked up. And then you kick. Beautiful, Reese. Yes. There we go. Smash. You see, you've got a hip rotation and a grip exchange. There's a lot to go right while he's just going, I'm on top and I'm going to smash it.
It's already out anyway, it's pretty much out. Yeah. I think we've done a slightly weird
Some really good work going on, keep going, good effort. If you've got questions, throw them out there. If you feel like you could do something, ask me. Some really good work going on, keep going, good effort. If you've got questions, throw them out there. If you feel like you could do something, ask me. You do, right? You brace his hips to stop him breaking just to get him onto this side of your body. Then, fling that down, stand on your left foot, drive, great job, mate. Now look, see how you're a little bit led too far. What I tend to do is when I got him up, I sit a bit square, and then you can bring that back and fucking boom. I think the reason you struggle is because you were very like leaning over to your right, so you over-rotated. So, everybody getting that hip lift good, working, you getting your escapes off, frustrated when you're having it done to you? Yeah, it's fucking, look, and the good thing is I like about this, right, is I've done this in matches, and because somebody's in such a good position and then you are putting them where they can't finish you no matter what with that like a hip tilt, it destroys the brain. Because, you know, and don't rush. If you feel confident there, don't rush out, because they're spending all this energy and effort and they realise, shit, I'm not going to be able to finish the guy. And then the mental the debilitating mental state they're going to get because they got you in a really dangerous position and you're just like, nope. And so just don't rush. And then when you hit that fucking like technical stand-up for the back, half the job's done. They've quit mentally because you're just like, no, it's not going to work for you. So that's the bad side, or the powerful way, let's say. Now I'm going to finish when they start to do like, you know, the rip across. Okay? Now, nice and steady. I know you're excited. Okay? So, what do I do when he rips across my midline? Now, the worst thing that can happen is if I leave this leg forward. So nice and steady, Chris. So I get there, and his hips force me to lean back. When he puts his hips forward, keeps turning and drops his elbow, that's when I get finished. Right? So I have to be ready. And this is what I mean, like, this leg has got to be quite active all the time. It's never there, it's never there. It's always kind of in the action. So the foot being in the same way as for that lift is great. But then if I miss the opportunity to get down here and Chris starts to rip, okay, I'm going to see I'm tuck it under his arse here. Now, the next thing, I've got to get up to my feet, okay? Now as I start to do that, right, I can do that in a number of ways. If I go all the way over here to get to my feet, but then Chris hits in, and gets my finish. That's no good to anybody. So as he starts to rip across, the closer I track my foot to his arse, I can hinge out like that. And you see how I walked out backwards? Steady. I didn't go for my hands and lean forward because it was easy. As I got to here, I went hinge back, and then I can drive all the way up like that, okay? Now, what I'm actually going to look to do, as I do that hinge up, right, I'm going to transfer the bend from the back to the front. And what I mean by that is, see how his left leg's nice and tucked? And he's got largely my leg in just a very gentle curve. That's bad for this leg. So I want to invert that relationship. So as I get to here, I go. So I've got a nice strong leg here. So as I'm in that position, now when Chris tries to finish me there, okay, so I've got like a bit of a shock absorber in my hips. Now, at this position, yeah, it's going to hurt my ankle a bit, but with the bend in my leg, I'm much more hedged against the finish. So as he starts to drive his heel up more, bingo. So his elbows off the floor, guys. Kick. Because he's going to be grip the heel. Stay there. See, I can't do it there, too far away. I want to bend that leg, and he starts to get excited and lifting. All the way over to this position. Now I've got Chris's leg split. Oh no, au contraire, mon frère. Block, under the face, drive him open, twisting the spine. This leg comes in, then I can go over to mount. Or, to be honest, my personal favourite from here, I'm just going to swing, take him back. Don't worry about the finish point, it's more what I'm doing when he's ripping across the midline, okay? So, as he rips across the midline, stop, go back. This foot position is important. The wider this is, the worse it's going to be for me. Glue it to his ass. Then when I'm getting up, I'm going to get my weight from the back to the front, because at the minute my weight's probably here. Drive backwards to that position, okay? So I'm pushing, so I'm active on this foot, getting the weight into Chris's belly like this, right? Now he's going to try and push his hips through. I can take that, but more importantly, as he brings his elbow up, okay, I can balance on my hands and I can bring that foot in for the kick. Now I'm going to continue with my spin over the top. What I don't do is turn my hip. A lot of people have a tendency of doing this. So I'll leave the leg lock on the table. I'll go kick, stay face down into the smash position, okay? Now if you want to be a flash cunt, hit the back. Which, I say flash cunt, it's really high percentage from there. If you get that leg split, it's there all the time. So he starts to rip, foot's closed, pressure in, he starts to lift, kick, smash him over. Open. Have some of that. And get to mount. Happy enough, team? So be nice and steady with one another. Like I said, the detail is sliding this one under you, hinge that foot up. Don't go just to get to your feet that way. That's going to get your game fucked up. Slide that back, hinge it behind you. Then this one's bent, I need this one to be. Then as he starts to lift you, you just go boop. Boot it out, lads. Happy? Okay? Only fans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Do that again. You just swing round. I have a quick look on my way, right? So cock your right knee, grip under, right back. Now, twist a bit and start to look under your legs. Yes, then you see the difference. Good job, man. Then you're into the hang on. 1, 2, 3, go. All the way. Stand. Awesome, winger. Right, look. What you're trying to do is you're just trying to kick it there. As I'm kicking it all the way off. So okay, as he rips, right? So a couple of things that can help. As you got up to that position, if you're still very much over this side, there's no way I'm fucking near the elbow, yeah? So look, as I get in there, I do a little bit of a walk round the corner. Then I can see where his elbow is, yeah? Now, I'm not trying to like just kick it and come back. I'm putting my body weight behind it. So if I'm in, it's tight, like, it's not going to work. But when I go here, whoa. See how I sat my body weight through that? Yeah? With Chris. Okay, let's problem solve. Have any of you missed it? You went for the elbow and you overkicked. Anybody? No? Alright, well let's imagine a scenario where I've missed completely. This happened. So I've ripped all the way across, I get to that position and I've missed. Shit. Now I'm in here, I've missed that kick. Put my hand in the game. So I go 1, 2, forward, whip that, oh shit. Now don't fall back away, because see how he's on the leg lock again? Exactly, not good, go back. You go, whoop, miss, stay this side. See I've got a bend in my leg. Can you finish from there?
Not really, no.
Same thing as we did when we lifted his hip. Pull, take my foot out, and look where we are. Okay? These two, you're gonna take it back, aren't you? Go on, do it. Get the back, okay? So try that one as well. If you're struggling to get the elbow clear, you need to commit your weight through, not just jab it, right? And if you miss completely, stay on that side, bring your hand into the elbow game. Happy? 1, 2. Look, if I'm here, right, and he's managed to slip his heel, that's easier, but from an outside heel hook, right, just give me, from an outside heel hook, look, my hips are 90 degrees up from the position they need to be, so I need to rotate again, right, and bring my foot into a different position, because I can't knee bar. I can't knee bar from there, I've got to go that side of my head as well. So yeah, you missed it. Yes. If I don't respect his game, he starts doing the grip. I just jump through it to get out. If I do respect it, and that's when I'm switching to immobilise mode. Yeah, and that's when I'm going to be much slower in what I'm doing. Now, let's take this one stage further, okay? So rather than using the feet, and again, this is because, as I just mentioned there, the more I can immobilise the guy, the better, okay? Less movement is safer for me. So as he starts to get up to this position, I go hinge back. Now my focus, right? You see how my foot is a little bit airborne here, guys, yeah? All I'm going to do, I'm going to drive my weight into Chris's bicep and stand up on it there. How's that feel? Right. Now, if I lift up like that, buckle over, Chris, other way. Bingo, not good. So as I stand on it, I still lean forward. Now when he tries that, boom, see I can suck that up like a shock absorber. Now, if I can't quite get that kick and I want to stay standing up, what I am going to do then, I'm going to twist his hips onto his shoulder like that. Okay? Leaning in, I go 1, 2, pull that out. Grip. So I've got bicep control. Now, his hips facing this way is a problem. Okay? Not good. Lift him up onto his neck. How's that feel, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's lost the ability to think. Yeah. Lift him up, hold, hook the elbow. Then, rather than not trying to move it while I'm low, lift it up. Back to where we've gone, guys. Now that bicep stand feels, how's that feel?
Not good.
Not good. Because all of my 80 kilos are into his bicep. He does not want to be there. Again, base. Look, see I've got access to the elbow? Don't try and do this. It's not. So it's too far between my legs. That's why I'm like, okay, stand on his bicep. Good. Foot's out. Because all my weight's in his bicep. Happy? Gotta get one more, sorry. Yeah, no worries, mate. You're just disappointed there's not a spinning back take, aren't you? Twist. Get to the bicep first, right? Now my job is to bring his hips to a fucked up angle where he struggles to finish me, right? play on how you actually get the finish, what I'm keen for you to do is to stack in so it becomes weak, then you can clear his elbow easily. Happy? 1, 2. Yeah. Should I be able to stop? Say that again? No, that's even worse, yeah. Yeah. You go in line. And that's what it feels right. What I want you to do. So I'm better balanced there. Circular, more circular. You were very linear like this. Yeah. So push back, very linear, but then I'm on a teeter edge. If I lift up, yeah, balance is shit. So that's what I'm saying, it's about changing the angle completely on Chris. So as I'm up there and I've got a bit of bicep pressure. Oh, nice. Now, tries more on his neck. He's not as strong. Then when I go, alright, smash you into your face. So try circling your hips a little bit more. So up, circle, circle, circle. That makes it much weaker. He's less able to move your body around there, yeah? Yeah. Now circle. Yes, better. Now, tilt. Get to that position, bicep pressure, get your hip tilt now. There we go back. Twist his hips towards the other way. There we go. Now, just keep walking back towards his head. Slip.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're doing like a bicycle slice.
Yeah, and then keep lifting. Just take that out.
It's like flaring, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Close this entire like outside ear look circle. So we've done like the finishing bit. We've done some of the defensive work. Now let's work on some like just dead simple basics on how I would enter things. Okay, so stand up there. So. Has anybody seen single leg X guard? Yeah, a few people. So, in simple terms, you'd see this. Okay, now I tend to crap on this quite a lot because a couple of things. If I try and sweep Chris here, okay, bingo. See what happened with his left foot? Yeah, he based. So, single leg X guard for me is a bit dogger just when you play it like this. Usually people are pretty lazy, their arse is on the floor and they're just like throwing the legs up like this. So the first thing is get my hips as high as I can. But then the major correction I do when I'm playing single leg X guard, okay, in my mind it's not single leg X, it's 2 leg X. What I mean by that is that this foot that's an instep I actually capture there. Because watch what happens again. So step foot round to base. So what I actually end up doing, I go hook. Then when I go bridge up, and I can capture him down like that. Because he's going to step directly into my hook, and as he does that, I just lift the fucker out. Now, how do we get to that position? This is the better bit, right? What I see a lot of is just this. Okay? Now, what I want Chris to do is actually make a mistake, because he's going to be trying to like step into my area. Bingo, he's going to knee cut me, yeah? So whenever I'm playing open guard against people stepping around, I'm actually going check. Keep stepping, check, check. I'm keeping him at that distance, check. Because then he's going to start to make mistakes, right? So as I go there, he steps off it. Bingo, I'm in range. He brought that to me. So I'll go inside leg check, he steps off. Boom. To this position. Now, to get the heel hook position, I don't just want to like scoop my bum through. I want to roll in a circular fashion. I'm going to go cup, and then I'm going to start to reach for this. So a lot of people just go, but he's stood up great, and by the time I'm underneath, he's going to be shoving my feet off. Yeah, exactly. So as soon as I've got this shin position, I actually like to play this grip. I go deep, and I reach for this, like that. Okay. So you see how I'm compressing Chris's legs together, okay, and bringing his knees together. Rather than if I'm here and I'm starting to lift his base in this, and you end up getting like smashed in this position, right? So I go 1, 2. If Chris's foot's a fucking mile away, further than my arms, no problem. I just do a bit of a jab. Rear naked choke. Then I roll to the second leg. Bingo. Now his hands come on the mat, slide that through. As he's standing up now, timber. Then this leg comes through, and we're into the heel hook game. So he's stepping around, check. As he steps around the corner, I can bring that one in. Hook. I want to touch the opposite knee. If he steps away, that's fine. I just lean back, pull. As he bases that down, I go opposite knee, rear naked choke grip, and which way do I fall? Which way do I fall? 3, 2, 1, answer a question, go, 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 go. Back, no. I go back. See how he falls on me, oh, and it gets smashed. I fall to the second leg. Is your brain a bit frazzled now? It is now. I fall that way, because then it raises this one up. As soon as his hands go on the mat, shoop. Now, as he's standing back up, I want that second leg, that's the one I want. Then I bridge my hip as Chris starts to try and base. See how my foot slides down. Then I bring this through, and I'm straight into that heel hook that I've done all the way through. One more without my beautiful Yorkshire accent talking through. Check, he steps around, cross that one over, hit. I just promised you that I wouldn't talk, so I'm sorry. Yeah, now lift your left, wait, don't take it out. So you're gonna lift this, shoot it through. As he stands up, then you hook the back of his knee, push your right foot. Great job, mate, well done. Yeah, now lift your left, wait, don't take it out. So you're gonna lift this, shoot it through. As he stands up, then you hook the back of his knee, push your right foot. Great job, mate, well done. He was saying, look, as I get that check and he steps around the corner and I go to here, he went, can you do an X? Yeah, you can. You definitely do an X, right? So, as I go to this position...
Just eat classics.
Huh? Okay, so as you get to this low X, I'm going to do like a shoulder roll. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Do that face again, you like. So, do you play this game, do you? Right, so... Don't do that, does it? No. Can't do that. So, as you send that leg forwards, you can just do this. Now, it probably works about 1 or 2 times when people know you do it, they don't do it, let you get it, but you can throw an X there. Yeah? Right? As I'm here, I drop to the inside, very simple. Lift the leg, little finger up towards the knee, and then I'm just going to whip my elbow and shoot this arm round to here. Pull, triangle, get to that position. How many sessions have you done before? 10?
No, I've only done the jiu-jitsu. I haven't done no-gi, so.
They were good numbers then, weren't they? Okay. So, advanced shit. Okay, but this is more for the advanced. If you play this game, give that a try. Good question, that. So yeah, you can play that low X, but have you seen? Well, that's the like end point of this fancy game. But what you see the difference? Sorry, you see the similarities. Shoulder roll. Step. Shoulder roll. See, I'm going to my side. It is not, as I've seen it on YouTube over the years, flat. Life doesn't work that way. If I roll flat back, what's he actually going to do? If I roll flat back, he's just going to jump to mount. And you just look like an absolute dickhead pulling somebody to mount, right? So, when you're hitting this, just get to your shin and just go. That's it. Don't overthink it. Drop to your side, kick your leg up in the air. Okay? 1, 2. Down, lift, pull left, and I shoot, and then I see I stayed on my right shoulder, and then I can just rotate through to breaking down to the mat. What you did, right? A good place to actually start to learn setups for leg locks is from the top, because you don't have to worry about the gravity bit being on the bottom, right? Now, this is one of my favourite ones because it's just fucking simple and it takes a little bit of timing, right? Have we all seen this before? Yeah? We all done that before? Just rip the fucking guy's legs up? Right, now, what isn't going to happen is that I rip him up, he's going to stay on his shoulders. It's quite natural there for you, isn't it? Right? So as I do that, I get a reaction out of it. So if I do that aggressive, bingo, sits his feet down, right? So what happens is I rip that up, I start to raise this leg. As he's bringing his leg down, one, I drop into the legs there, right? Now, this particular position I've ended up being 50-50. The more I angle, the more I can end up in the outside here, look. So as I whip up there, I go to that position. Can you see how I land straight into that? So, bit of aggression, bit of timing. I go, 50-50. Oh, sorry.
That's what I did.
This is what I'm saying, be careful with each other. Whip. Right, now, split the legs. Step. Fall sideways. You got me on back. There you go. Okay. Now, if you're falling flat, or sorry, straight, that's when it's not going to work. So what I don't do is go like this. That's when I end up like a 50-50, which is good. See how Chris went straight to my leg? Did a great job. Right, the more I turn, that's when I end up in my outside heel hook. I go whip that way. Outside heel hook. Put your leg between, back step. It goes up, I step, and watch how I turn. Then into the outside heel hook. Okay? And the good thing is with this, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You can go, miss it, okay? Then I get it off this time. So I'm just pulling into it. Simple enough. Bit of meat header ready to finish. Whip them up, step the leg in between, jobs are good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sit there. Don't try and drop your left hip in there, Reese, right? Yes, that's it, yeah. And then sit your right ass cheek down that way. Beautiful, Chris, very good. Stay to outside Ashi, yeah. And then sit your right ass cheek down that way. Beautiful, Chris, very good. Stay to outside Ashi. Yes. Back and through. Wrong leg. So, hands up if your brain's a little bit fried now. Roger that, I've done my job then. Any questions on the content you've covered that you want to like recap, something you didn't quite get, or you feel like you want to go over again?
You know what, I would say trying to get into the stand-up position from, what were we struggling with?
When you're rolling onto the forehead?
Yeah, but trying to stand up, the second one we did.
Stand up. Right, so the time up when I use that, okay, is when I feel like the grip they've got on my heel is a bit sloppy, okay? Now, can you make them have a sloppy grip? Yeah, you can, and you do it quite dynamically, right? So, if I feel like they've got a shit-up grip, I'm going to do the kicks and stuff like that, right? But if I'm in this position and I've got Chris here, right, I can probably compromise his grip more by, to be, put it in the bluntest terms, slamming his face in the floor, right? So as I'm in this position, the more I can go. You okay? Give me that 5 later. Alright. But nonetheless, you see, because I moved him towards the floor dynamically, my foot came out, and that's when I'm immediately like boom, straight out the corner, right? Now, obviously when I'm demoing, I'm going, before I was going, I've hit him twice now, I've kicked him in the face, right? But if you're doing this in a live roll, think of in terms of, the guy's trying to fucking break your foot or break your knee, fucking go. And then more than likely, self-preservation kicks in, because he's like that, and suddenly he's gone, he's not thinking about his arms for that 1 second, so that's when I sense that little bit of a heel laxity, and immediately, as soon as I've got the arm, going boom, straight out the back. You know what, his grip might have been half decent, but then you just do, and you might not get the full, you know, this might happen in reality. I'll go stay as time, right? So I've got in here, I've got a little bit of a heel slip there and I go, ugh! And I didn't quite get the full position, but fucking hell, my foot was free. I mean, alright, and then in this position, like, and you get up to a pressure pass position. You might not be perfect, right? Nothing I teach you is going to be 100% unbeatable all the time. You know, it might take a bit of feeling it through and fighting other positions, like them perfect. I've got my heel free, but I've not got the stand up. But I was in a position then, pull myself and pressure pass through, you know?
Yeah.
Does that help you? Does that answer
Yeah,
your question?
yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Can we go over the single leg start as well?
Yeah. Do you want to recap that?
Yeah,
Which bit of it?
the whole thing. All can get that.
Teach the entire seminar one more time.
As you come back up from your post on your hand, like, as you come back up, I couldn't quite get a lot of getting the foot in my arm and stuff.
That won't suit like a start, bro. That's a heel hook. You mean the bit where I'm standing up?
Yeah.
Where he's ripping across and then I stand up?
Yeah.
Roger that, okay. So, the bit where I was doing the shin, that's single leg start doing.
Yeah.
Right, so what I mean then is how to stand up when he's ripping across the midline. Yeah?
No, the bit after. Like, how when you post the line.
Here?
Yeah, that's the one.
So from here, how do I stand up?
Yeah.
Right, so you've got to appreciate, like, when my foot is underneath me like this, you see where, think about it in weight distribution terms, right? My weight's leaning at the back, that's great for Chris. Okay? So I've got to steadily work my weight forwards. Now the first problem is that the only thing that's holding me from falling back is that arm. See that? So therefore I need, you know, think of it in structural terms, I need to get another like structural stanchion behind me to hold the building up. So as you start to rip that, I'm going to draft this knee behind me as much as possible. So I go knee back. Now, bit of balance, yeah? I can make that better. Toe comes out. Then I can start to drive through. You see the difference? So that's what I mean by pivoting that foot out. As I'm in here, that's all right. Then I can go pivot, drive. Get your knee behind. Just what may be happening if you feel like you're struggling to stand up is that your foot's like stuck here, you know, at the front. But the more I can get that underneath me, my friend. One. You see how I'm flexing that through? So that's a great skill in itself to get used to doing it, just flaring that foot underneath you that way. Best way to try this, come close guard, my friend. Okay, best way to try this. I don't know why, but I've just injured myself. Don't get old. Right, close guard drill. Okay, 2 ways of standing up. I want to get to my feet. That way. But the risk of that one is as I walk forward, he grabs my fucking head. Oh shit. So, if I drop my head, that's a risk. So how do I stand up without sacrificing my head? I go sideways. Did I drop my head at any point then? So I'm making angles, right? So see what I did? So this is how I developed that skill of getting my foot underneath me without having to like bend too far, bro, yeah? Lean, foot. Then, this is the one where you watch, I go twist. So I just lift my arse enough to fling my foot around the corner. Then my toes can go. Stand. Back to the heel hook. So as I'm here, no way I can get my foot out, yeah? Because my arse is on it. Sorry, you're on this side. No way I can get my foot out, my ass is on it. Little bit of a lift. See how that comes out? So that's the crucial detail. I'm going here, there. Now when my foot's slightly at an angle, I can drive the toes and quickly stand up. As opposed to what I don't want is, without doing that pivot, I have to go here just to get my toes in the mat and Chris fucking rips my knee off. Out. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, man.
Thank you, brother. That's a really good question, that really good. So practice, the way to practice that, the way I got good at that was that, you know, that close guard drill there, like, is how do you stand up without sacrificing your head position, it's going sideways.
You know, if you're in 50-50 and like you're trying to finish the inside heel hook and then following your hands, how would you eliminate that?
Cool, yeah. So, 50-50. So Chris is reaching and gripping you here.
Yeah.
So my critique, therefore, is you are not using your legs nowhere near enough. So what I mean by that is whenever I'm playing this, okay, my left shin, I tend to go like this. Okay? Rather than my feet just being on the floor not doing anything, I'll angle that knee, I'll start to drive my hip so he goes backwards. Then, more importantly, watch this one is going shin through. Now, can you grip my hands? See the distance? So, whenever I play, whether it's 50-50 or outside Ashi, rather than my little feet being on the floor, bring this, so I bring that knee up, hip in, and then I engage that shin there, up his back. You see how far away that places my upper body away from him? Probably what's happening, you're playing here, your feet are like compressed and all, hiding your feet on the floor, and he's very, very close. So I just start to go this knee in, put a physical barrier, drive my knees away to open me up, and then a shin kick in, and then you see how my ass is off the floor. My arse is airborne, but then I'm at full extension, not to mention, it brings my hips in. How does that feel? Tight. Yeah. So then I'm driving sideways. And a quick go? Yeah. So throw 50-50.
Get the point first.
You can do, or you don't. I'll show you the bite in a second. Okay, so there, bring your left knee more in towards his chest.
Yeah.
Then I start to slide this down, shin kicking up his torso, and then you go to your shoulder. Now, yeah, go. Can you get his hands, Chris? Miles away, mate. No chance. Engage your legs. Yeah. That's your question? Yeah. Sorry, you did a question about getting the heel here. So if I haven't got the bite, so say I've just managed to separate the legs, then I'll start to go.
Right.
You do that to get the bite as well?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. You know, you can do stuff like this, but like, let's say it's triangled up, and I managed to go separation, elbow in, I'll be here. I've not got a heel hook yet, but then I can sort of bridge and then capture that, you know, when I'm up on my shoulder. That's how I'll get that. Because as soon as you engage your hips, there's so much tension. And also, watch when I've got that shin in, heels on the floor, heels not on the floor, capture. Sweet. Great questions then, dude. Really good questions. Have I tied you out, boys?
Do you have a thought process on when you just clear the knee line, rather than sort of, do you sort of wait until they've got certain grips and then you go for what we've done now, or do you sort of almost let them get it because you're happy to play that game?
What, from a defensive perspective,
yeah.
right? Definitely don't do what I do, because now I'm like, I know when I can push it and I know when I can, you know, a lot of times I'll let people. So I think the way to answer this question is that, yeah, if you're very leg lock conscious, you need to be looking for grips around the knees, right? So let's say you're doing single leg eccentric, okay? Knee grip. Knee grip. You know what I mean? Because that keeps my knee towards the back side of the leg. Or let's say 50-50. Okay? Shit, you've got me 50-50. Knee grip. Knee grip. Okay? So that's my thought process. If I'm conscious somebody's a good leg locker, I'm just trying to get some kind of a frame behind that knee, keeping their knees compressed towards the chest, but most importantly, it slides their thigh down my legs. Yeah, but me personally now, I'm like, fucking crack on. Yeah. Because it brings me so close. I'm lazy nowadays because I'm like, you attack my legs, I'll wait till you fuck up, I'm just gonna take your foot.
Is this like obviously like you're putting yourself a little bit more in danger, but is this the way you're going to get better defensively because you're like so far close to the finish?
Well, like genuinely though, I get tapped fucking loads in the gym by the lads because I'll let them get fully locked in and before I start going, because I'm not obsessed with trying to cultivate my defence now. You know what I mean? Apart from when little shithouses. There was a kid from the gym in the next town down. I did my Monday rant about this. He was like, oh, can I come to your gym and stop learning legs because we don't know? I'm like, yeah, fucking no problem, mate. He's only blue belt, so we're doing like a round, and let him get saddled. And I'm like, yeah, defend. And I was like, stuck my foot out and he put the heel. Yeah, great job. Apparently, fucking straight after the open, Matt, he went onto his WhatsApp group. And he's like, I just fucking heel hook Lloyd, yes! Like this. So I was like, you motherfucker. So, yeah, at times, but on a serious note, like, I get tapped shitloads because I'll let myself go really, really deep. Because it's important for you to know where your limits are, right? I think a lot of people, because they're so shit scared about having a knee injury, I probably tapped 6 out of my submission finish on the legs and people panicked. Whereas you actually, it takes a fucking lot to hurt somebody's knee pretty badly. And there's very big, strong ligaments in there. So, and it's important for you to know where your limits are and find that confidence being in that grey zone.
When you buy time, that 5 to 10 seconds with the arm over the knee, is that the max time you get pretty much to do all the techniques you've done?
What do you mean when I'm like causing delays and stuff?
Yeah, so kind of like with the defence, not fuck yourself over too much.
No, don't get me wrong, you can increase your thinking time, right, by the greater skill level you've got, and the more you, let's say the hip tilt thing, right? Yeah. The more you're assertive, like, don't just do it once and then you might only have a maximum of 5 seconds before he's reoriented himself. If you're continually hip lifting him, you're buying yourself more and more time. That's what's in, like, practice that bit out. Lift, like, me and you were demoing it, right? He kept going, and we were like exploring and stuff. So think about what he needs to be successful. The way I've tried to teach it today was he needs to get his hips forward and his shoulders up. So I'm going to brace his hips and do the opposite and tilt, you know what I mean? So the more you hit that concept over and over, the more time you're going to buy, right? Like the other thing, there's a lot of things in jiu-jitsu, the more you do them, the more you repeat them, the more successful it's likely to be. Simple example, right? Stand up. Pretend like I know about wrestling. If I'm in this position, I hit the first time collar tie, I try to do a snap down, it's not going to fucking work, right? I tried it once, oh, it's shit, fuck it off. Or if I'm wrestling properly, I'm like, see, his heads are coming down. I'm repeatedly doing it, boom, I've got his head down. See, you want just one smooth snap down, very unlikely that something's going to work pronto. Then, I always joke with my guys, call it harassment wrestling, right? I'm not that good at wrestling where I get a fucking beautiful snap down and I get to my front headlock. I ain't that good. But by repeating, snap, oh shit, his head's down, great, got the angle on him. Same with that defence. Let's go, lifting his hip. Keep driving the point home, keep hitting that principle, he's going to become more vulnerable. Well, same detail. Watch MMA, yeah. Nick Diaz, he's not a power puncher, he's going to keep punching it, wears you down. Keep hitting the principle, man. Lift. He's going to get fucking fatigued, he's going to get pissed off that his face is in the mat. And then if you don't escape straight away, you need 10 seconds, keep lifting, you bought yourself that time, then you can go. When he makes a mistake, not you. Had a good laugh? Cool, thank you very much. I'll take 50p for all pictures. Thank you very much. Thank you to Reese as well. I think, you all need to appreciate that the opportunity you have to have such a good coach who's, putting himself out there, leading from the front. I prize that highly. Like I've done a lot in jiu-jitsu. It could be easy for me now to go, got my black belt, sit back. And I see it so much in coaches that I've got the black belt now, I'm just going to become a fat cunt and get injured, and I don't roll with good guys and shit like that. You've got a coach who leads from the front. What? He's done that. No, he's put he's out there competing, right? He's putting himself on the line, and that's the leader you want to be aligned with. You've got a great coach who's put a good training environment. When I was coming up, I was learning blue belts, and then blue belts who were like a bit shit, didn't want to roll tough and stuff like that. You've got an amazing coach who provides this environment for you, so indulge it, soak it up. The best saying I heard, Chris Outer, you're all going to be somewhere in 10 years, right? Why not be a fucking black belt? On that note, boys, thank you very much for your time.